Hello and welcome to the WhyKnox podcast brought to you by Visit Knoxville. My name is Jody Collins of Feral Giant and I'll be your host on this journey. What we'll be doing is interviewing different folks around Knoxville that make Knoxville the great place it is to live. We'll have staples that you see around town all the time, but we'll also have some lesser known folks, people behind the scenes that make this a great city. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. And if you'd like to share the podcast on social media, be sure to tag us at Visit Knoxville and use the hashtag WhyKnox. Without much further ado, here's the episode.
My name is Brynn Yeager. I am the president of Momentum Dance Lab, a 501c3 nonprofit organization for adult modern dancers, but also maybe some other dancers too. Come dance with us. It's a lot of fun. I also teach at Riversong Dance Studio, and I choreograph for Boss Dance Company. I think that's it.
My name is Ashley Corey Wagner. I'm a core member and the treasurer of Momentum Dance Lab, and I'm a core member with Circle Modern Dance as well. So I work mainly with those two companies, and then I am also a movement and equipment judge for the East Tennessee Performing Arts Association.
Nice. So where are you originally from?
I was born in Vermont. Then when I was like 2 or 3, we moved to Virginia, to Norfolk, Virginia. And then when I was 6, we moved here to Knoxville, Tennessee.
Okay. When you moved here, what side of town or what high school did you go to?
Sono forever. I went to South Doyle High School. We came here because my dad got a job at the university teaching in the theater department as the head of the graduate lighting program. And then a couple years after that, my mom got a job teaching movement in the theater program. Well, in the theater department too.
Okay.
I'm from Illinois. I actually moved around a lot when I was a kid, and Tennessee was one of the places that we lived, but all my family is in Peoria, Illinois. And then I moved down here to Knoxville, where I've been the last 12 years, to go to the University of Tennessee as well. And so I've stayed ever since then.
Okay. What did your parents do? You said what your parents did for them. What do your parents do for
my mom, when she was moving around for work a lot, worked for Whirlpool, which is why she was at this office for a little while. And now back in Illinois, my father's passed away, but my mom is remarried to a wonderful man named Tim McShane, and they own a bunch of franchises.
Nice.
Yes.
What originally got you into dance?
My mom, I just liked to dance all the time as a kid, and I was just always moving around. So my mom put me in classes when I was 7 years old.
And
similarly loved to dance as a little kid, just listening to my parents play music and doing all of that, and then got involved with marching band and color guard early on in middle school and really developed a passion for that and have been moving ever since.
Here's a segue. So what got you to start at Momentum?
Oh, yeah. So I had taken a year off of dance and I wanted to come back in a really positive way. And Momentum was sort of one of the places I knew of that I could dance as an 18, 19-year-old. And I just went and took some classes, and eventually I auditioned for a piece, because at that time we just auditioned for like pieces and shows specifically. And I was picked for one, and I have been dancing with Momentum since, and just sort of that was 6 or 7 years ago. And no, that's a lie. How old am I? That's 4 years ago. No, because then I would have been, I don't even know. What is reality? But, and it just sort of, I got more and more involved over time.
Okay. And what led you to Circle Modern?
I was teaching a color guard in West Knoxville and was doing a lot of choreography with them, and just felt like my repertoire was getting a little dry. So I was like, I'll just see if there's any adult dance classes around there. And I think that I was 22 or 23 at the time. And so I started going to Circle classes pretty regularly. And then they had auditions for their winter show, and I was cast in a couple of pieces for that. So that was really fun. And then after a year or two with Circle, one of the Momentum core members, Gudaras Khalsa, was a guest choreographer. Okay. And then after I worked with her at Circle, she kind of got me a little bit more involved with Momentum. And then I just started working with both companies pretty regularly. It was great.
in going to UT, what was your major? What were you on track to do?
Oh, I majored in history,
Okay.
and then I minored in geography and political science and education. So I did that, and then I got my master's in education as well, with full intent to be a high school teacher, and I do that now.
Okay. That's your side hustle, right?
My full hustle is teaching.
You do not get paid to do these things.
What? You don't get paid
I mean,
to
that's
do?
the lie. I get paid to do Boston River Song, but I don't get paid to do Momentum.
Well,
Okay.
we get paid to teach the classes.
Get paid
For
with
for
joy.
Circle of Momentum, you get paid to teach classes.
Okay.
And to direct the shows.
Okay.
But the more like the board, like we're board
to
members
dance
on both of them.
and to run the thing.
That's right.
You don't get paid
That's for the joy.
For the
For the
joy.
joy.
For the
For
joy.
the joy.
for the exposure.
Exposure.
Sorry, I'm not staying as positive.
Did you go to college?
I did go to college.
What was your
I went to UT.
Okay. major?
I studied community-based mindfulness, meditation, and creativity.
She's the only one.
I'm the only one.
She's the best.
I went to UT. I was in the College Scholars Program, which is an honors program where you
Okay.
design your own major.
Oh,
So I took a lot of
Fancy.
psychology classes. I took some like Eastern religion classes.
okay.
Some fun stuff like that.
And what was your thought on what you were going to do after school with that?
Are you
To
trying
teach?
to keep me? No. Okay. You don't know why I'm not going to be
Did
able
I
to
turn
speak.
into your parents all of a sudden?
No, you didn't. I was when I graduated college, I was employed by the American Meditation Society.
Oh, okay.
They had the intention of building a center in Knoxville, and I would
Really?
be the center director. But we had a huge donor that, after 2 years of work, pulled out at the last minute, and the whole thing fell through. And I didn't know what I was going to do with my life for like a good chunk of time. I still
Okay.
don't know what I'm doing with my life.
That's
But
She's
fine.
doing great things.
I'm
She's
doing great.
She's doing great. That's what we can all agree on.
that's what I was going to do with my degree.
Great.
I still teach meditation though. Like just
Okay.
some classes around.
You were in marching band
Yep.
at the University of Tennessee.
That's right.
Were you in marching band in high school that led you to that, or?
Kind of. In Illinois, I was in a winter guard, and so that's inside flags and stuff. So it's like flag, rifle, saber, dance, all inside. So if you've seen the color guard part of marching band, it's all that inside. And I actually only did it with my high school for 2 years, and then I did an independent group in Chicago, which was about
Okay.
a 2-hour drive every weekend for a couple of years. I had actually never marched outside when I got
Why
to
would
UT.
you wanna do that?
But I just did it
In
till
Illinois, I don't know.
no, I mean, it
why.
was really popular, but almost
3 feet
everybody,
of snow.
and I don't know, I'd love to hear some other stories from people, but most people that are in the UT band were in their high school band, and I was not, but I just didn't tell them that. And I figured they wouldn't be able to tell, and they couldn't. So I just paid really close attention during the fundamentals block and learned how to march, and it worked out really well. So I did that because I didn't really know. I mean, nobody from my town came to school here, so my mom was actually pretty insistent upon me joining the band, so I would have kind of a community and
Right.
would meet some more people, and I tried to like rally against it, but she was totally right. I met all kinds of awesome people, and
Oh, yeah.
it worked out great. So
Thanks, Mom.
thanks, Mom.
Your mom still lives in Illinois?
That's right. Mhm.
Okay. And your parents still live here?
My
or-
parents still teach at UT. Yep.
Oh, awesome. What are some of your favorite places to go around town? Food.
Well, I really love.
entertainment.
Well, I really love Imes Nature Center and the Quarry.
Okay.
I'm a real outside kind of person, but I'm also not intense with that. I take my dog like for a lot of like walks at Imes and stuff. Tomato Head
Okay.
is my go-to restaurant. That is a good one. Tomato Head's so good. I'm basic. It's fine.
You're a first basic person on WhyKnox.
I'm so basic.
What are some of your favorite places?
I think that anywhere that has like a low pressure performance is good. So like what comes to mind there is like jig and reel, like just have a drink and hang out and watch some music. Barley's is really great for that too. We've got so much good food around the city. I love Not Watson's and Elkmont, and I had dinner at Corner 16 last night. It was awesome. Like there's a lot of cool places like that I'm a big fan of.
That's a slept-on place that not a lot of people know about.
It's not
and
in a
yet
convenient. It's not in a
always
good
busy.
location. Like
But
it's very
always busy.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's a good
It's-
neighborhood place that is huge.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Corner 16?
It's
No.
like the Copper Cellar, Great Smoke, or the Smoky Mountain Brewery family. Like
I
that
think
is-
if I liked beer, I would like a lot more of the places
They
that
have.
you like.
Yeah.
I will say something I like there. They have craft sodas that are really good.
Ooh.
If you
I
like
didn't-
sodas,
Okay.
Yeah, like they've gotten me on. They've gotten a chunk of my money on their.
Do they have a green
sodas.
apple? Do they have a green apple soda? That's my fave.
They may.
I also just want to shout out to the Ice Bears because I just really love going to Ice Bears games.
Oh, yeah.
It's like one of my favorite things.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So where do you normally sit at an Ice Bear?
I like to either like queue or like somewhere that's like middle high. Like
Okay.
I want to be able to see it all. Like I say Q because that's what the section we sat in. And then whatever letters across from that, it might be D or E, but like middle row 10 to 20 or so. Like
I
that's
sat behind the glass, behind the
I don't like that as much.
the net, and it was so much fun.
But you can't see the rest of the. I want to watch.
But they slam into the glass.
I wanna
and
wa-
it's
I wanna
awesome.
watch
That
the
would startle me.
strategery.
Very delicate.
I want to watch the
It's so brutal.
I want to be able to see when they do baby races. I want to be able to see
the wiener
all.
dog race.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be able to pick your horse, man. You can't do that if you're on the ground level.
Oh my god!
Can't see all the babies.
Or you can cheer them on. Come on.
That's
come
yeah.
on.
Then now you are selling the goal seats a little more.
That's what I do. Do you get to parks and stuff around town, or
Not really.
Not as much as
I
you'd like.
swam at the quarry a lot. Like I really like
Yeah.
swimming, and so the Fort Dickinson quarry
Yeah.
is probably one of my favorite places. That's a lot of fun. So
Okay.
I'm not like a super hiker or anything like that, but I will definitely go swim in the quarry any day.
okay?
It's a lot of fun.
Do either of you like to bike around town?
I bike sometimes.
Okay.
I currently live in West Knoxville, so I can't actually bike to anywhere that I
Okay.
need to be
Okay.
from where I live. But I like to bike for fun.
I've got a friend that's biked from his house in Fountain City to Cedar Bluff.
Your friend
and
is more
back.
impressive than me. I'm
Yeah.
not going to do that.
It's far away.
I'll let him know. You, said
just
that.
let him have that.
He will
That's
enjoy
fine.
that. What? Yeah. What do you think about some of the changes around town since you've been here since you were young?
I think I've noticed most of the changes on the UT campus, especially because that's where I spent a lot of my time with my
Okay.
parents working there. And UT was butt ugly in 2001. You just need to know that. And they've spent so much money to make it like a really pretty place to be.
Yeah.
And that really spread. I mean, because I was a small child, I don't really remember a whole lot of
Right.
downtown. Like, what is
Well,
geography? Where are
downtown
things?
wasn't as big.
It wasn't
or
a thing. Why
thriving.
would you go down? Like,
Yeah.
there wasn't as much reason to go do things. And that by the time I was like 16 and could drive and could go out places, a lot of that development had already happened. But I just, in my visual memory, Knoxville changed so much and developed so much in a way that like you walk around kind of anywhere and there's something like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kinda
that's
everywhere.
in the last 10 years or so, I've really seen that there's just a huge increase in stuff to do and stuff to look at. Like there's art everywhere. And I think that I get to go to a show pretty much every weekend, a show of some type, whether it's like kind of like those sporting events or if it's like a dance performance or a play or something like that or an installation like theirs or a farmer's market. Like there are things to do at all price levels, like all the time.
Right.
And that's just super cool. And maybe I just wasn't as plugged into that when I first came, being like 17, 18 at UT, but
Yeah.
I really feel that now that if I want to go do a date night or hang out with some
Yeah.
friends somewhere, like
There's something
options
cool to do. Not
everywhere.
even
and
just
it's-
somewhere to be, something to do.
Yeah. There's a ton
Like
of cool
you don't just
stuff.
have to go to the movies or a restaurant. There's like stuff going on. Yeah.
Well, and to
Mm-hmm.
your point earlier, you could like, well, we're just going to have a drink, get jig and reel, and then you see a great
And then you see a
performance.
great performance, like all of these little things that, like, I don't have to pay $100 to go to a big concert at Thompson Bowling, although that's there regularly as well. But just low key, you can see some really cool art or
Right.
artists in lots of different ways in the city.
Do you all get out
Mm-hmm.
for First Friday?
Oh yeah,
I went to First Friday. It was date night for us last week for First Friday. We went and saw
Adorable.
some fun art.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great.
yeah, definitely. I like going up and down. We like
Momentum
to do
tries to get First Fridays together as a company, and
Yeah,
you go out
we
and
like
look
to
at the art that's going on.
walk around.
It's
have
hard because
dinner.
there are a bunch of us, and a lot of them have like children. Like it's hard to get everybody. We can't do it every First Friday, but we try
Right.
to, and it's a lot of fun.
What do you think the future holds for the city?
I mean, I assume like a trend is a trend, and it's going to keep trending.
Okay.
That I like the it's I don't know. It seemed consistent. that it
Right.
wasn't just like, ooh, there was like a boom and they built a new building.
I agree. I see a lot more development continuing for Sono and Nono. that's a thing that we've gotten to see, in particularly with Brynn being from South Knoxville, that like it's all coming up there. Like North Knox has just so much development, and so does South Knoxville.
Right.
And seeing our downtown just really expand into those areas is I think going to continue and just lead to all the more awesomeness. So eventually the coolness of downtown will reach.
Where can folks follow Momentum or any of your social?
Momentum, we have a
Or
Facebook.
website.
We have a Facebook, Momentum Dance Lab. We have an Instagram, Momentum Dance Lab. We have a website, momentumdancelab.org.
Okay.
Don't follow us on Twitter. I think we have one. I don't know who has the password to it,
Okay.
but we don't do that. Who does Twitter?
Oh my God.
Circle Modern Dance is also on Facebook and Instagram, so lots of good fun posts on there. But we actually just have a really, we have a really beautiful website that was just recently redesigned by Slammed Out. They did a great job. So it's just circlemoderndance.com, and that's got all of our info on it. So you can find all that there.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.